It's another Saturday evening and you're welcome to the program Leading Women on Splash 105.5 FM. My name is Toyin Adepoju. On today's edition of the program, my guest is an actor, a comedian, a lawyer, and an MC. I would also call her an inspiration on wellness. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Lepacious Bose. Our real name is Bose Ogunboye. Why don't you sit and enjoy this interesting conversation I had with her on this show. Stay tuned. Nice to have you on Leading Women.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
Yes. Apart from being an actor, a comedian, an MC, and that silent part, a lawyer, how can I describe Lepacious Bose?
Well, that's exactly who I am. Lepacious Bose, MC, comedian, actress, entertainer, and lawyer.
That's just all about her?
That's all about me. Nothing new, nothing different. It's the same thing.
I think I'm going to add one thing, an inspiration on wellness.
I'm honored. I'm flattered. I'm very, very honored. Thank you.
Now, what other things do you think people do not really know about you?
There are 1,001 things people don't know about me. One is that I enjoy my company more than anybody else. I like to be by myself. When I'm outside, I'm the life of the party. When I'm with people, I play, but really, I prefer to be by myself.
Are you trying to say you're an introvert?
It confuses me too. But I think I am, because I can be in my house for a whole week, a whole month, and not step outside my house, and I'm fine. I don't miss company. I don't need to go out. I'm just fine by myself.
I think we share
and
that.
I'm hardly bored.
I don't want to say that. I think we have something in common regarding that.
Oh yeah.
Like my grandma would say that Toyin can be in this house and you will not know she's in this house.
Oh yes. My neighbor saw me. My neighbor and I said Happy New Year to each other on like the 15th of January. I mean, when next door. Like,
neighbors.
Yeah, that was the first time we were seeing each other.
Now, for me, well, it's not about me on the show. It's about you on the show.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, for me, I what really contributed to me being, I don't want to say Lone Ranger, is that my other siblings were far older than
you.
Yeah,
okay.
So I think from childhood I developed that. I created my own
your own world. Yeah.
Yes, my sister is like 7 years older than me, and then my brother is like 11 years older than me.
Okay, they will always say you're okay, go away.
Okay,
you're not one of us.
So for you, how was growing up like?
Well, we're just two kids. My brother and I, and my brother was just 2 years older than me, but in maturity, intelligence, academics, he was like 15 years older than me. So he was always doing the whole I'm above you, and of course I was always tired of somebody making me feel like, okay, you're not as smart as I am, or you're measuring up. So I was always trying to compete with him in my head. So for every book he read, I read. So, and my parents were teachers, so I think I spent more time reading novels growing up, because for once I see him read a novel, I'm going after that book. I want to read that book. I want to show that I can read it too. I want to show that I can compete. So unconsciously, I was always competing with my brother, and I didn't even know I was competing with him.
Oh my goodness.
So I think that was basically what started the whole enjoying my own company. Most importantly, I think mine is a bit complicated, because when I now go out, I don't like going out, but when I now do go out, I have fun. I have fun, you understand?
I think I'm just learning to go out.
Oh, I love
I'm just learning to go. I'm just learning to go out.
But the truth is, I hardly go for events that I'm not working in.
Okay.
So it's either I'm performing there, I'm an MC, I'm in the movie that is being premiered, or if I have to attend an event that I have nothing to do there, it must really be very important.
And this actually brings me to my second question. What influenced you to study theatre arts?
Oh well, theatre arts for me was just a normal decision then, nothing even influenced me. For example, I was in secondary school. I was a drama leader, head of literary and debating society, head of cultural group. I think only me. I was heading like 3 different cultural groups. I was head of a Pitombi cultural group. I was head of a Benin Edo cultural group. I'm not from there. I was head of Yoruba cultural group. I was head of school choir. I always just loved anything that just put me in the limelight.
Okay.
So
What influenced that? Anything that
It was just nothing. It was just, I've always, when I was young, you know, the way you ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? I never said anything specifically. I always said the same thing. I want to be rich and famous. I was very clear about that. I never
No, something must have actually influenced us rich and famous.
I'm telling you.
Must it be from the books you've read?
Probably from the books, but I mean,
did your parents
how many books would a 5-year-old, 10-year-old have read at that time?
Or maybe too much cartoons?
I think maybe the cartoons, the princesses were pretty, they wore nice clothes, you know, and then the pretty girls in the movies that we watch were the ones that were leading or something. I don't know, but I wanted to be rich and famous, and you know, I was very clear about that.
Now, did your parents at any point influence your decision to study theatre art?
No, my parents didn't even want me to study theatre arts, because I remember that I had a school principal then.
Okay.
I actually gave her an award. I actually nominated her for an award about 3 years ago when they asked us to nominate the teacher that influenced your life most.
That was nice of you.
Oh yeah, because she did amazing. Mrs. Mumuni, she kept making sure, as long as I am the one that came up with the idea of a play, a song, a dance, she must put it in the school program for events and all that. So you find that when we are doing maybe PTA or something, I'm always on my feet. As I'm running out from this group, I'm running to another group, and she loved it. And I remember she used to tell my dad then, and she used to call my dad Baba Femi, because my dad was a teacher as well. And she's like, Baba Femi, boss say ye, she's very artistic. You need to encourage her artistic talent. The doctor.
Wow.
You need to encourage this girl. She's artistic. She has all this. My father will be looking at her, that's how you do not allow your own daughter to be going to do cultural dance. Your own daughter is doctor. You want my own to go and be doing cultural dance, you know? And my father used to look at her like, what will you get her, you know?
Okay.
And I was a pure science student, by the way. I did physics, chemistry, biology, English, maths, you know. So there was nothing I should be doing in theatre arts. I was pure sciences.
I'm actually
physics,
amazed.
Chemistry, biology, English, math, arts, math, statistics.
And that's why you're actually striving. Like you know, I had a conversation with a friend that anyone who had the science background will excel. I
think we do actually, but like I said, I was competitive, you know. I don't think I did sciences because I felt I knew sciences or because I liked science. I just felt, they're always petting my brother. They're always making him feel like he's more intelligent. They're always making him feel like he's a genius and he wants to be a doctor. Me so I can do science just to prove to them that me too, no more way, you know, that kind of thing. So, and then I attended a school where A, B, C class was for science students. D, E, F class was for art students, you know, like that. So somehow this A class was looked like the intelligent ones,
yes.
the go-getters,
I remember.
You know, so
I remember that.
So that informed my decision to do science.
That GS3 to SS1 level.
Yeah.
Where I told my friends. I think we're a group of 5. I was the only girl.
Okay.
And I said I wanted to study law, and that I was going to be in the art class. And the other guy said, law, you're going to art.
You're falling our hand.
And you know what they said? They said you're going to be in F. And we're going to be in A.
You see,
and I'm not going to come and greet in that
F. You know, you get it. So it was just the A class was like the posh class, the leaders, the go-getters, the prefects were in A class, the intelligent ones were in A class, the ones that went to represent the school for one quiz or one this or the other were in the A class. I mean, why would I want to be anywhere else? So I'm going to be in the A class.
Did you ever regret?
And then, so by the time I did, actually got admission to study physiotherapy, which was what I wanted to study in University of Ife then, but I now didn't have chemistry in my O levels, and of course I lost that admission. So in the process of she must enter school, any course, I ended up theatre arts.
Now, did you ever regret actually studying theatre art at all?
No, I think that it was destiny. I think that I tell people that I think our lives are written before we were even born. I don't think I would have been anything else but what I am now. Everything was for a reason. Studying theatre arts, studying law, combining all, having a background in sciences, all that together has informed who I am today. That's the basis of who I am today. So honestly, I think that all things indeed work together for good. So I have no regrets. I don't think my life would have been anything different.
But right now, do you do more stand-up than acting?
Oh yeah, because even when I got into the industry, I didn't get into the industry as an actress. I got into the industry as a comedian. And I always tell people that that's the beauty of being a comedian. Acting, I still don't understand that industry. It's almost like you have to know somebody who puts you up for something. You go for auditions and they tell you, oh, you did good, and they don't call you back. You don't know why they didn't call you back. You don't know what the base is. You don't know what their calculation. You don't know what their time. But with comedy, you get to prove yourself. All you need is that platform. You get that platform, you hit it, you hit the punchline, you get the people laughing, people are happy, people love you. Your career is taking over.
When you started comedy, we had few ladies, few women.
Very few, yeah.
But right now, it's like we're having lots of more women.
Which is fantastic. It's wonderful.
Do you think there's a place for more women?
Oh, there's always place for more women. Like I always say, the air is big enough for all the birds to fly, There will always be a place, you understand? It's like, right now, even in the industry, we have like thousands and thousands of male comedians. And even as you're saying, there are more female comedians. If you count us, I don't think we are still up to 50. Plus the online ones, plus the social media ones. Plus I don't think we are still up to 50. So there's more than 1,000,001 spaces for all of us. The problem is that we live in a society that has marginalized women to the point where we feel that, even in music industry, they have a lineup of musicians for a show. They will put only one female musician on the slot. They have a comedy show. They put only one female comedian on the slot. They are doing this only one. It's always as if there's only one space.
What is Lepacious Bose doing in our own space to encourage the need for balance, generation equality?
I keep talking. I was Monday. I was still on an advocacy platform for ADA, where we're talking about equality and all that. I'm always anchoring one event or the other for women, equality, gender, and all that. I have consistently been the MC for the past 2-3 years for the Nigerian Women International Conference that I've been holding. I've been speaking, but you see, my point is, so I speak totally different from the way everybody else speaks. When we talk about equality, I am not against men. I am not anti-men. I don't hate men. I am not fighting men. I am not saying the men should move, let us sit down. I am saying we just want an equal platform. And when you're talking about an equal platform, it should be equal all round. If you want the women to be able to do it, then you have to give the men the same opportunity. So while the women are fighting for a seat at the table to be an engineer or to be a doctor, please allow the young man that wants to become a chef to become a chef. Don't come and say, you are my son and you want to cook. You are my son, you want to be an hairdresser. How can you be my son and you want to be a tailor? So if we are talking about equality, let's be equal all round. Let's not be doing equality. Yes, you don't come to the house and tell your daughter, go and cook for your son. Junior should wash the car. Shade should go and cook lunch. Shade should go and wash car. Junior too can cook. Is equal. So if we are talking about equality, let's be equal all round. Let's not be gender based. Let's not marginalize our children and their destiny by deciding already. Before we give birth to them, we have already decided if she's a girl, she will wear pink. If is a boy, we wear blue. Who told you what the boy will like? Who told you? Who decides what is pink and what is blue? You understand? So that's why my own views generally differ when we are talking about these things. And so when they invite me for shows and I'm going to talk, I always tell them that I'm controversial though. Before we start, I'm controversial. My views are different from everybody's own. No, I'm not anti-men. I'm not a feminist like that though.
Lepacious Bose, tell me your most challenging experience as a stand-up comedian.
If I tell you something, you will never believe it. Every experience is a challenging one for me. I don't know how gifted people are. Some people are like, they're just confident. They just walk on stage and they just start talking. Me, people who know me will tell you that they have a problem. In fact, they're always making fun of me. Before I go on stage, I'll be shaking. I'll be telling them, hey, I don't know what I'm going to say. Oh, hey, how is it going to be? Oh, hey, will they like me? Oh, hey, will it work? Oh, hey, did you see the crowd? Oh, they are not laughing. Oh, then when I go and I perform and I mean it's a hit and people like it, then I come back and they like it. Shebi, you were, I'll be like, then I'll not be asking people around. How was it? So I don't think I can ever get to that place where I am. Oh yes, this is it. Let's kill it. But then I have my audience. I have shows that I have events that I know that they are my own. Like it's a dinner, like it's a corporate dinner, like it's a wedding, like it's a birthday, any event that people are properly seated, they are relaxed, they came to have fun, and you know, I can mingle with the crowd, I can move in and out. I think I'm more comfortable being an MC than being a stand-up comedian. I think that's the truth.
In case you're just tuning in, you're listening to Leading Women on Splash 105.5 FM. And I'm actually having a wonderful time with Lepacious Bose.
I hope so. I hope you are.
Yes, I am. I just hope you're having a wonderful time.
I'm cool.
Thanks to Mr. Friday. It's been everything. We'll take a break and we'll be back on the show. Welcome back to Leading Women right here on Splash 105.5 FM. Now, Lepacious Bose, can you actually do without Mr. Friday?
Okay, I try not to say it in front of him so many times to his hearing so that his shoulder does not start, I have nightmares of when he would decide one day and say, okay, Mama, it's been a good time. It's been a good ride, but our boy has to move on with life. I think I need to move on to greater things. I dread that day. I know it will come eventually. I mean, even your own children grow up and they go.
Yeah.
But Friday is like, well, it's been on leave for 1 month and I survived for that 1 month. But I can assure you that in that 1 month, I was trying to prove to myself that.
What did you miss?
Most about Friday. What did I miss? Is cooking.
Yes.
Is driving. Is a sense of organization, is always making sure that I do things at the right time. If I tell Friday we have to leave at 2:00, more often than not, I'm still there picking one thing that I have no business picking around the house at 1:45, and it's the one that will go and sit down in the car, start the car and be sitting down in the car and be waiting. Like when you see that I'm in the car, you come inside now and we'll go. So it's like my timekeeper. It keeps me on check. Another good thing is it tends to sit in the audience when I'm performing. It feels the pulses of the people, and then it tells me when we are done that one didn't work, this worked. Wow. People liked this one the way you said this one. It's a blessing.
Now, there was a story you actually shared about Mr. Friday that actually touched me. You actually narrated your experience when you were sick and it was actually beside you.
Totally beside me. And when I say beside me, I mean I was sick to the point that I couldn't hold my own clothes. So half of the time, the wrapper falls off me, and it's the one that I remember a particular time. They always find it difficult to get my veins, and I was practically dying. So I had to be connected to the drip 24 hours of the day. And so after 2 hours, it's blocked. They will have to come and put another one. After 2 hours or 3 hours, it's blocked. They have to come again. And every time they try to get the veins, it's horror. And so at a point, they had to start passing the drip through my neck. At a point, it was through my leg, So I remember one particular time, the doctor had pierced, and Friday just looked at the doctor, and this doctor was like 60-something years old. Okay. He just looked at the doctor and said, it's okay, it's fine, leave her. If you can't find the veins, just leave her. Can't you see she's suffering? Can't you see she's...
Oh my God.
And the doctor had to tell her that I'm not punishing her, I'm helping her. If I take this drip off now, she will die. So it's for her own good. He said, but wait, just go for a few minutes. Let her skin calm down. Then
Thank you so much, Mr. Friday, because I told myself that.
Oh well, there was a time they told me not to eat anything in the hospital. That I was just supposed to be on drip and I should not eat anything. And this nonsense boy, me and him will plan. Everybody when they've gone, you go and be buying Indomie for me in the night.
Oh my goodness. He was your partner in crime?
When we eat it, then when we hear somebody at the door, we'll hide it again.
Oh my goodness. When I read that part, I told myself I was going to bring Mr. Friday into this conversation.
No, I actually think that Friday should. I have told him before. I think that if there was ever any platform where people can train you how to work with your boss, Friday should actually be a teacher on how to understand your boss and how to work with somebody. He understands how to... He can predict when I'm going to be angry. You understand? Yeah, people make mistakes. People do stuff. Nobody's perfect. But is that it's like he has decided that this is the job I want to do. I want to serve this person. And the truth is, whatever he decides to do, he does it very well. And whatever he decides to do.
Now, this brings me to one important question I thought I was going to avoid, but I just have to ask. Now, you lost 70 kg in 18 months, from size 32 to size 14. I'm still battling.
Actually, I lost more than 70 kg, and I always find it funny when people say I lost 70 kg, but it was more than 18 months. It was about 18 months is like 1.5 years, right?
Yes, 1.5
years. It was about 2 years. It was about 2 years and about 3 months, But because when I started my weight loss journey, you can be so big that you're actually losing weight and nobody knows you're losing weight. Even you don't even know you're losing the weight. That I was that big. So even when the process started, nobody knew anything was happening. So, and at my biggest at 210 kg, and I was at my smallest at 95 kg.
Wow.
Yeah. So after I recovered from being ill, I now started feeling as if I've suffered in life. No, I've suffered in life. Let me enjoy myself. Let me drink more. Let me eat this. Let me eat that. No big deal. And this nonsense right, they kept telling me, Emma, tempo on bed. Say you have suffered too much on this weight loss to come and be eating anything anyhow. Mommy, this thing that you're eating, I'm not there. I did not answer him. I woke up one day and I was 130. Friday was 135 or 138 kg. I was 135 kg. I just started crying. Yeah, and he said, he actually told me to my face, we were warning you that time. And so I had to start all over from 135 kg, and now I'm 108 kg. So that's why I said when you add it all together, it's actually you add the first 100 and something kg plus the 25 kg or thereabout that I have lost now is way more.
Yeah. Now, like other fit fam that I see on Instagram and all social media platforms, I like you. You're blunt.
Thank you.
And so real.
Thank you.
And then you're a motivation for me.
Thank you.
I sent you a small.
Yes, you said
for
so.
me, because when I see you, I'm like, see yourself again. See somebody else. Then I try to do something.
Yes.
And sometimes I break down.
Yeah.
And then when I break down and then I come back, I'm okay. Yeah. I still go back to do something.
Yes.
Now, I like the fact that you say, look, it's not an easy journey.
No, it's not. It's not. I cry. I still cry. One of the things I discovered on my weight loss journey was that I was a crybaby. I was always very emotional. I mean, I'm watching a movie. It has nothing to do with my personal life, and I'm crying. I cry over everything, and I realized that was because there was a lot of self-esteem issues, bottled up issues, things. So the fact that I was now finally allowing myself to release, it was easier for me to, for example, I found out that if I'm at a gathering, I don't have to talk. I realized that before I was talking because I felt, because when you are fat, you just have to show people that that your fatness has nothing to do with your intelligence. You have to show people that you are more intelligent, and you are in church, you are dancing more than everybody else. You want to show that although I'm fat, I can carry myself. And so the more you lose weight, the more calm you become, the more relaxed you become, the more you begin to see things from a different perspective. So weight loss journey is not really about it's not really about the fat coming out of your body. It's a whole lot of your mind is renewed. Yes, it's a whole journey on its own, and that's why I call it a journey. It's a whole process. Everything changes all together. Now,
there's this myth about you need to lose your weight so that people will like you, because when you become slimmer, you have lots of friends.
That's not true. That's not true. When I was
happened to you?
When I was fat, I had friends. The only thing is that now I'm slimmer, I don't trust them anymore. I mean, because I knew friends that were body shaming me behind me, and they didn't know I heard. I knew those who gossiped about me. I knew those who came to my house and I thought, because they are my friends, they came visiting, I had drinks for them, I had chocolates for them to eat, I had food, and they would go behind me and say, can you imagine? And all that. And they did not put it into consideration that it was because they were coming to visit me that I had all those things in the first place, And I remember when I got a maid, because my parents felt I was living alone, and they panic anytime they call and I don't pick my phone or anything. I didn't have Friday then. Did I have Friday? No, I didn't have Friday then. So they panicked, and so they insisted that I should have a maid. And I remember my own friends gossiping about me behind me and saying, as big as I am, do I need a maid? I don't have a child at home I'm taking care of. I don't have a husband at home I'm taking care of. What is the work in my house that I cannot do? It's just a 3-bedroom flat. Why can't I take care of it myself? When you are big like that, you should be more active so that you can lose weight. But instead, I'm sitting down like an old woman and allowing house girl to do the work. Meanwhile, the reason why the house girl was more of a liability to me, because I was more of taking care of the house girl. Because the whole idea was not to be at home alone.
That was quite considerate.
Yeah, because my parents had read about people who had been in the house alone and died. People who had been in the house alone and had medical issues and all that. So they were just like, can you just have somebody else in the house with you, so that at least when we can't reach you, we know somebody else, we know where you are, we know what's going on, and we don't want to put you under the pressure of, oh, we are looking for you, but we just want to know that somebody else is with you, especially at night and with safety, So by the time I lost weight, it's those same friends that go, oh, I knew you could do it. I'm so proud of you. But yeah, I always look at them and I'm like, in my head, I know my real friends, so I know my real friends. So the truth is, when you are big, it doesn't mean that you won't have friends. It's just that when you're slimmer, when you lose weight, you're just able to see people for who they really are. It's easier to know that I'm one of the girls. You understand? I mean, what I mean by I'm one of the girls, I was always the biggest on the table. Always, like, there's an interview, like this interview we're doing now. They just say, that one, now you can't even use that to describe me anymore. You just like, that lady, which one? The one in green, the one in blue. But you can't say the biggest one. You understand? So I think that people are good and they are bad, whether you are fat or you're slim. But I think that you are more confident when you're slimmer, and when you lose weight, whether they are your friends or they are not your friends does not matter anymore.
Yes. Yeah. My mentor always say, when you lose weight, you bounce.
Oh yeah, you do. There's an inner energy that you don't even realize that you have. There's an inner confidence that you never knew you had, and there's a peace that comes with it. But I always tell people, being slimmer doesn't make you happier. I thought that when I lost weight, I was going to be, my life was going to be just perfect. I was going to have this perfect Cinderella story. I mean, everybody would now, people would now start giving me endorsements for products, and then all the men will be chasing me, and then all the parties, I'll be rocking them, and all the red carpet. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So you have to make up your mind. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for yourself?
Or you're doing it for
or you're doing it for your boyfriend? Or you're doing it because of other people? Or you're doing it because of the society or whatever? You have to make up your mind why you're doing it. But the most important thing is, if you're not doing it for yourself, you lose focus eventually.
Now I want you to actually give me 2 myths about losing weight that is not correct, that is wrong, that is totally false.
Lose 20 kg in 1 week is totally false. Nothing like that ever happens. You can drink slimming tea and eat anything you want. There's a particular slimming tea somewhere that you can just eat anything you want. As you're drinking that tea, the fat will just be disappearing in your body. It's a kojal, angel. Then there's a product that you can use that you will poo and sit there in the toilet for 1 week like this. You just be pooping. Then you just be like a balloon. You just like they put pin on your body. Bam! You go. Final myth that I find amusing, especially when people come to my page to make comments. Yeah. You can lose weight and not have excess skin. People come to my page and they go, oh, the beautiful thing about your weight loss is that you don't have excess skin. Yeah. What is this? Yes. Are you not seeing it yourself? Excess skin is full everywhere. Yeah. It's full everywhere. The thing is, I'd rather deal with the excess skin than deal with the fat. That's number 1. Number 2, I have to be naked, completely naked, for you to see my excess skin. Wow. So why will I post my naked picture on Instagram for you to see my excess skin? What's the meaning of that? So I would rather deal with my excess skin in the closet of my mirror and my bedroom, which is okay for me, rather than but there's no way you can lose weight without excess skin. You may have less than most people because I exercise. Okay. You may have less than most people. You may also do skin removal surgery after you have lost weight. Did you ever do skin removal? But has it still changed anything?
No, really.
because I was that big. I was that big that for you to do skin removal surgery to be effective, you must do like 3 sets of it. Where am I going to get that kind of money?
Wow. You've actually done a lot for yourself.
Thank you.
You're an inspiration to me. I just hope I'll get that one day.
You will, my sister. You will.
Now, before you go, what would you say is your greatest lessons so far?
I don't know. My greatest lesson so far is that never take people for granted, and the people who are there for you when you are down to nothing are your most dependable people.
What's the place for family?
And that's family. That's family, I tell people that anything I can't take home, anything I can't tell my parents, I can't tell anybody. It's that simple. My parents are my best friends. I feel very comfortable with them. I can tell them anything, and I think that's the foundation of any community, any nucleus group and all that. And I tell people that I don't do a lot of things not because I'm a good girl or not because I'm afraid of anybody. It's because Daddy Ogbodogbo. I don't want to hurt him. Mommy Ogbodogbo because I don't want to hurt her. Not because me too, I cannot be mad. Or I can be mad. All of us can be mad together, but you just tell yourself, but why? Why do I want to do that? Why do I want to hurt them?
What final word would you say to a plump girl out there who is maybe a teenager and who feels she's not good enough?
First of all, let me tell you something. For you to feel that you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And that's the hard truth. It's hard because I know people want me to tell you, oh, don't let anybody tell you that. If you feel you're not good enough, you're not good enough. I'm not saying if somebody tells you you're not good enough. If somebody else tells you you're not good enough, then the person is stupid, because then you can tell the person I'm enough. But if you feel you're not good enough, if it, in your own heart you keep feeling you're not good enough, then you're not good enough. And what do I mean that you're not good enough? That means that you need to work on yourself. It does not mean that you're totally, in quotes, not good enough. It just means that there's a longing in your heart for a better you. Maybe you need to go back to school. Maybe you need to work on your body. Maybe you need to take a course or something. Maybe you need to change environment. You need something. Something is telling you, I am better than this. That is why you feel you are not enough. Now, it's different from low self-esteem. When you have low self-esteem, it's because of prevailing circumstances around you. And then, in that instance, I will tell you that you are more than enough. Don't ever look down on yourself. Don't ever think that you are not good enough. The best thing to do at that time is to ask yourself, what can I do to be better? That's the example I gave you. Everybody else was studying arts and I decided I'm going to do science. Why? Because I feel I have to show that I am, me too, I'm on this same level. It's those little things that put you at that point. But when you talk about a plump-sized teenager, the truth is weight loss is very expensive. It's difficult for a plump-sized teenager to lose weight by herself. So my message is to her mother and to her father. I wish I could say, can I say it in Yoruba?
Go ahead.
Emma ni won lára. Emma sọ̀rọ̀ okoro sí wọn. Oh, ráwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ ni. Ó máa jẹun wá, kọ́ máa jẹun. Ìwọ nù kọ́nà gógó, ó máa jẹ gbogbo lérun. No. She is in that state because somewhere in her mental state, she needs support. She's using food to comfort herself. We have not talked about she might have hormonal issues. We have not talked about whether she has medical issues that is making her fat. I'm talking about the physical one. Normally, she likes to eat. Why don't you try and help her? Because she can't help herself. She does not run the kitchen herself. She does not earn salary herself. She cannot shop for what she wants to eat herself. So, first of all, as a mother, as a father, you need to first sit her down and let her understand that no, you are not ugly, my daughter. Being fat does not make you less intelligent, but I want you to lose weight so that you can have more confidence in yourself. This is what we are going to do as a family because we want to help you to lose weight. You see, all of us in this house will not drink minerals again so that you are not tempted to drink minerals. You see, all of us in this house again, we are going to eat this so that you are not tempted. We promise not to buy biscuits and chocolates in the house again. Even your junior ones, because of you, they will not eat it. So for each time you want to, even that teenage child wants to be rebellious and eat whatever, she's like, this one, everybody else in the house is suffering for me. She's more inspired. She's more motivated. But you people that are eating pounded yam, you put bokoto and pomo inside it. You are eating chicken and you are drinking Coke. Then she now comes out of the kitchen with half a cup of Coke. And like, I also Coke, yellow by. How do you expect her to get better? It's always from family support. I don't think I would have been able to lose weight without my family. I don't think I would have been able to. I don't think I would have succeeded without my family. I can't tell you how many times I called my dad on the phone and I'll be crying in the night. I can't tell you how many times I called my mom and I'm like, can't do it anymore. I'm tired. I'm done. This thing is not working, especially when the scale is not moving, I can't tell you how many times those. So when people say, oh, you're such a motivation, you're such an inspiration, there is a lot of water that have gone under the bridge. So you can't, as a parent, especially when you are not plus size and your child is plus size, you need to be extremely compassionate and understanding.
And when plus size run through the gene,
and when plus size run through the gene, then it takes extra care. That means that as a family you need to go on a proper weight loss plan and everything, because then you see kids, 10-year-old kids, they're already plump. 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds, they're already plump, and you can't blame them. After church service, you see their dads drive to a pizza shop and buy pizza and buy chocolates and buy this, and then they'll be saying it's baby fat. By the time the child is 20, the baby fat has not gone off. The low self-esteem is there. And we used to think that this thing is a sign of good life. Chubby cute child, chubby. There's fire on the mountain.
Thank you so much, Lepacious Bose, for being on Leading Women this lovely Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I looked through your questions and I can see that half of the questions you planned to ask me, you did not ask me. We just gisted.
Yes, just had a conversation. Thank you so much. And that's it on today's edition of the program, Leading Women on Splash 105.5 FM. A big thank you to you out there for being there. And also my production assistants, which consist of Victor Daudu and of course Tolu Olasukomi. For comments, observation, you can actually send a text message to 0805 733 5451. That's 0805 733 5451. You can also send a mail to my email. My email address is tito@splashfm1055.com. That's TEETOO@splashfm1055.com. Till I come your way next week Saturday with another amazing woman, I remain yours sincerely, Toyin Adepoju. Bye for now.